everyone, this is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the Nautilus Drydocks.com. Now, if you've been to my website before, right up at the top, you'll have seen this little link as Join the DiveTribe. Now, if you're not familiar with what the DiveTribe is, I want to tell you what you're missing. Basically, the DiveTribe is a group of individuals who's made a small investment of $49 for a 1-year membership. And what you get from that is sneak peeks at new products, reviews, special discounts, early access to new products, and most importantly, access to the DiveTribe live video gathering that happens every 2 weeks via Zoom video conferencing. Now, some of the value of that might be hard to get your head wrapped around, and so I've taken the opportunity to give you a little bit of a preview about what a typical DiveTribe meeting actually looks like, so you can see the sort of quality of content that we get every single time we get together. So without any further delay, I want you to take a look at this edited mishmash of various comments from all of these talented individuals who join the DiveTribe Gathering regularly. Take a look. It's not just for experienced modelers. The best value is for people that have no idea what they're doing, because you'll learn more in a 1-hour DiveTribe session than you will from 2 months of internet research. I guarantee it. So let's take a look.
Did move a couple of boats. I got a new one in. I got a nice Revel Gato in that Steve Neal built. So I'm going to be cleaning that up and offering that for sale shortly. I got some more molds in from Lazar out of Germany. So one tool that helps you with that is Servo Tester. These are like $8 on Amazon, and if you don't have one,
I'd like to add, if we're talking about useful tools, other than Ed, the work up a power supply and hook it up so that you can either put a 7 or 11 volt.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
On the big 148th LA that I got at Subfest, wondering the motor that I would probably want to put in there. I have the G2 Hydra 50, but I didn't know if that would be big enough to spin something on the order of roughly.
When I tested this on that motor years ago with an ammeter, kicking on jumped to 7 amps. Then it settled down to a 2.5 amps at about half throttle. But when you kick it on, you get that spike, power spike, and then it would settle in.
Yeah.
My preference, the best running boat if you're not a speed demon, if you really want a well-running boat, sturgeon. Probably 196 scale. Ain't that right, Bob?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You know, your favorite boat is not just the one that runs the best. It's the one that you connect to the most, and there could be a ton of emotional and historical significance to it. It could just be that you love the way it looks, or it could be purely performance based. But it's like when I tell the people, ask me what boat should I get, I'm like, well, figure out how much money you have, and then the second criteria is what excites you. What boat are you going to be dreaming about at night, just so you can't wait to wake up in the morning and play with it and put it together and get it running and paint it up, because if you buy the cheap.
I can chime in. I just recently ordered the Type 7, the 148 through you.
Yeah. Yep.
And looking forward to getting the boat to at least putting the plastic portion together. But I would be honest, even though historically I love the U-boat, I grew up in Chicago and used to frequently visit the U505, the Museum of Science and Industry, but that was not a Type 7 boat.
Right.
It is a U-boat, but it isn't a Type 7. But I loved submarines as a kid. I could have given you the N number of any nuke boat that we had in inventory at that time was when I was in. But that was the one way that I was able to justify the boat. Getting this one past my wife was not easy, but when I brought up, but it'll be really fun to play with the grandkids out at the lake or whatever.
But they're not allowed to touch it. We can touch on this real quick about cameras on subs. So lots of people are like, well, I want to put a camera so I can drive my sub around, like an ROV and see everything that it's doing. And obviously it's rather problematic as these cameras broadcast at a very high frequency.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm in the UK at the moment. But you know what? I'm building 2 submarines, and the thought crossed my mind to putting something in the periscope. And so on eBay, there's a number of $20 endoscopes that you can buy, and they're all sort of waterproof. They come with 45-degree attachments. The diameter of the actual optics and so forth itself is something like 4 or 5 millimeters.
A lot of underwater videoing, and everyone thinks it's brilliant and easy, but all the video I get, even if the water's crystal clear, there's so much post editing to get even a decent quality. So don't think you'll just record and it'll be perfect. It won't. 90% of your stuff you record, you'll delete.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I will point out that water may look crystal clear from the shore, but as soon as you get that camera under, you're lucky if you can see the bow of your boat from the sail. The Nautilus is an absolute hit if you're going to be operating in a lake environment. If you just strap a camera to that boat and settle it on the bottom with the lights on, the fish will flock to that boat. They absolutely love it because it's got like 24 LEDs, all around it, and they absolutely love it.
We're gonna be making plans for Subfest again, right?
Yeah, yes, we are. So for those of you that didn't see or hear of the event, Subfest 2020 took place in September in Cohutta, Georgia. It was put together on pretty short notice. It was 3 months or 4 months, I think we put that whole thing together. And we had a pretty tremendous turnout based on the fact that we were in the middle of a pandemic.
It was worth the 14-hour drive. I'll just leave it at that.
There you go.
Definitely worth the 14-hour drive. I'll do it annually. I'm there.
Nice.
That impressed by it.
While we're speaking of shops, I don't want to piss you guys off, but there's the test facility for the boats.
Nice.
And if we turn around 360 here, there's the shop.
Oh yeah,
man.
I'm gonna mute you now.
I'm going to ask you guys was, I'm planning on buying another Typhoon from Engel, but this time I'm going to put Nerf missiles in it.
Nice.
Question is, because they're all foam, after they launch, that's going to mess up the buoyancy.
Yes. Yep.
Any ideas how I can get around it? I did think about having another water tank in that weighed the same.
Let me inject something. I used to be a launcher tech on an SSBN, and we had what was called missile compensation system. It was an integral part of the ballast control panel and control. I also stood that watch. So here's how it works. Your weapon, in that case, the A3 missile, weighed more than the water it displaced. So when we launched the missile, we took on water. We had to quickly discharge that water, the equivalent amount of water to make up.
Making that big ass sea view, the 104-inch sea view, he's rigging up Estes rockets. He's going to launch that thing right at Groton Sub Base, and they're going to come with the M4s and haul his ass off.
Yes.
After all the lawsuits and everything that happened.
Yeah, but he's going to blow the bottom out of it.
Don't listen to us,
You do know, guys, I've just realised we are still being recorded, so we've still got to keep our P's and Q's with you.
He's still got to edit this thing.
He'll cut it
Yeah.
off.
The basic, are we now Bob's gone? Are we going to start being really bad and make his life really difficult?
I'm tempted.
Yeah.